How's it going, people? Um, I look like trash, but I don't even really care. Betty Booped up. If you know, you know. I really love Betty Boop. This is like a new thing. I kind of just wanted to make a video, like, just kind of talking about life, right? Because I'm low-key, like, a big bro now. I'm about to turn 23. And I'm just thinking about a lot of shit. In terms of, like, life, I want y'all to know, like, if you're watching this and you feel alone or you feel out of place, it's a part of life, you know. I think something you should really understand is, like, a lot of things are temporary. You should really, like, pursue your purpose, you know. Like, I want everyone watching this to know, like, never give up on your dreams, right? And throughout, like, the process, like, things change. Your dream changes. The path to getting there changes. The things you want change, right? And you're gonna feel misunderstood a lot of times. People may think things about you that aren't true. People may treat you in a way that, like, people are gonna judge you wrongly, right? The main point I'm trying to make is, like, don't get too invested in people, right? Because there's a lot more bad people than good people, and that's, like, kind of unfortunate to say, but it's true. And really, at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. Like, you and the things you want and where you're going is the only thing that matters, and your happiness, right? That's why it's really important to be yourself. And when you, like, really become the full embodiment of yourself, people will tend to clash with that, because, you know, maybe they judge you wrong and think, like, in my case, I think certain people in my life judge me as, like, maybe like a know-it-all, or like a pick-me, I guess. It sounds about right. When in reality, I'm just truly humble and know that no one is really better than anybody else, and life isn't always what you think it might be. Like, I think when you're younger, like, your view of the world is a lot bigger and things seem a lot more possible, and as you get older, the path kind of narrows out. Like, when you're young, like, you think, like, oh, anything could happen, and then when you get older, you're like, okay, I really have to, like, settle down on one thing, and that can suck a lot, and the thought of that really sucks at first. And then you kind of, like, have this realization where you're like, okay, I'll just do my best and try to create the life that I want for myself. Like, for me, I don't really want anything too crazy. I'm cool with a 2-bedroom house, nice living room, deck it out and some cool Betty Boop stuff. Maybe a nice truck and my Acura Integra. A stable job, be healthy, and that's it. And I noticed that in my life, some people may want more. Like, some people may want 3 houses. I mean, I do event, like, owning property is, like, my goal, but like, money isn't not for the money, just for, like, the pride, I guess. Like, the fact that I have that to my name is what I want it for. Like, in comparison to another person, Some people may want 4 or 5 houses either for themselves, spread across the world, or like to get rich and they want a lot of money, and whatever the case may be. That's fine. But I noticed, like in my case, for example, like how I was telling y'all about like the people judge you wrong or whatever. People might judge me as like a underachiever or like a loser, I guess. Like that's just an example. Like, oh, this guy is not striving for enough. And in reality, I know what will bring me happiness. And that sucks sometimes because in my situation, there's really no common ground and there's no mutual respect between people because they just have the complete wrong view of you. So yeah, that just kind of ties into like what I was saying about like don't count on people, don't look to people for validation on your life, and make sure you stand up for yourself. But at the same time, put your pride to the side. Like, don't knock yourself out of a good situation, but stand up for yourself in regards to your happiness. And sometimes you're not always going to be happy, and that's fine. Sometimes someone may be really treating you blatantly terrible. At least in my situation, people are treating me kind of terrible, but I feel like I have to push through. But at the same time, this is when it gets kind of complicated. Like, don't just live a miserable life because you feel like you have to. Like, figure something out. Like, for me, like, yeah, it shit sucks. But in the end, I want to, like, employ myself, you know, so I don't have to deal with anybody. Like, I can just remove that aspect of my life and still be successful on my own terms, you know? So yeah, it gets confusing. Yeah, just make sure that you have all your boxes checked and always have a plan B and C. Right. But I want y'all to know, like, there's gonna be times when you, like, somebody may be like a skinny, like a someone who might actually be like a loser, like a negative person, may be in a position to where they're above you in a sense, I guess, in like a workplace sense, and you kind of have to endure that. And on the surface level, it seems like effed up, like, you know what, I don't have to take that, right? But then you take a step back and realize, like, it ties into a quote I heard. Why would you try to get even with people that you don't even want to be like? You know, like, part of being older is like realizing that, like, you don't always have to seem like the better person or like prove to be the better person. For example, just be like, let's say this guy's like, hey man, you really suck and you should die. But you're in a position to where, for me, example, I want to use this job as leverage for my future. This person doesn't matter because they're not going to be there in my future, you know? And it takes messing up to get there. It takes letting that person get to you to realize that, to learn how to stable yourself and control your situation a little better, right? Yeah, ultimately, in most cases, prioritize your happiness, and that means, like, to an extent, being withdrawn into yourself. You know, you don't have to spread your energy out to a bunch of different people, and you don't have to be knowing everybody, you know, because at the end of the day, nobody really knows you except for yourself. And yeah, it's still like I'm still kind of learning this. Like, I've said it on this channel before, but like people say stuff like, "Oh, you're 22, you're an unk, right?" But like in reality, your life's like really just starting. I have a lot of videos like talking about it or whatever. But yeah, make sure you guys stay healthy. Make sure you guys stay motivated and treat everyone with respect, and realize that you don't. Why would you want to be even with someone that you don't even want to be like, right? Just focus on your future, focus on your happiness, and strive for your own personal goals. And control what you can. And take life as it comes, one day at a time, one step at a time. That's really it. But yeah, if anybody's watching this, just know that I love you. Keep your head up. And be nice to people. And know that your vibe attracts your tribe. And also realize that it's not right to try to always have the last laugh. It's not mature. It's not cool. Like in the end, having a last laugh is just staying to yourself and being focused on where you need to go, and not engaging in any type of conflict. Just let people be. Cause ties into another quote I heard: hurt people hurt people. You know, so yeah, love y'all. If anybody's watching this, have a good night or whatever.